Okay, thank you. Good morning. Welcome to the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City's morning docket. Today is Thursday, August 20th, 2020. We're holding our WebEx virtual meeting. Your hearings will be listening, the board will be listening to regular items this morning, new applications and transfer applications. I'm going to quickly go through a PowerPoint presentation regarding the WebEx platform. Turning to this PowerPoint presentation, if you wish to use your computer or smartphone, there is a link here where you can access this hearing and put in the access code and the password, and you'll be able to log in as an attendee. If you do not have a smartphone or other similar device, you can call in. There's a phone number listed down below and an access code. Materials, a copy of our docket and all of the documents that the board has received can be found on a link on our hearings page. In terms of evidence, we take evidence about 48 hours prior to the hearing date, and all evidence should be or should have been submitted to Ms. Russell. Amendments made to applications should have been made by August 6th for all the cases that are going to be heard today. And if an applicant or representative attempts to make an amendment today, the board may have to postpone that case. I, myself, the Deputy Executive Secretary, have already read the instructions. I will call the cases. The board will hear the cases, hear testimony from the applicants and any evidence, review any evidence they have submitted. At the end of the presentation and after the board asks questions, I will then ask for any testimony and evidence in support of the application. If anyone wants to speak, I will pull them in and make them a panelist. The board will not be hearing non-case related matters. Ground rules: when you are brought in as a panelist, please turn on your video, make sure your audio is working. You'll be sworn in by a court reporter who is online right now. Please speak slowly so that everyone can hear you. Please do not use any profanity or be disrespectful or unruly, because if you are, you will be expelled from the hearing. And again, absolutely no amendments, just some pointers. When you are using your computer or your smartphone, please make sure you're in a quiet location and please make sure you're in a well-lit location so that the board can see you. And with that, I will jump into the docket. I'm going to start, Mr. Chair, with case number 1. Jason Scott Danilowski, Silver Queen Cafe, LLC, trading as Silver Queen Cafe, 5429 Hartford Road. This is a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. This is an application for a new Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12-1603 C9I through Roman numeral I to Roman numeral 4, requesting outdoor table service and off-premise catering.
Okay.
I'm going to be bringing all of these individuals on right now. I've brought on Senator McCrae, the applicant Jason Danilowski, and Regina Lansinger.
I couldn't hear the last part of that.
I've brought on the applicant, which is Jason Danilowski. I've got Senator Corey McCrae as a witness in support of, and Regina Lansinger, who's also a witness in support of. I would ask that everybody who I've brought on to please turn on your video footage so that the court reporter can see you and you can be sworn in. I've unmuted the court reporter.
All right.
Just waiting. Okay, I'm just waiting for Ms. Lansinger to turn on her video.
Ms. Lansinger's video is on, Madam Reporter.
Okay, all right. Please raise your right hand. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury?
I
Yes,
do.
ma'am.
Thank you.
I do.
I do.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Chairman Mr. Mr. Danilowski. We have your application for this new 7 beer, wine, and liquor license. Can you tell us a little bit about the operation, please?
Yes. Thank you, Chairman, members of the Liquor Board. Silver Queen Cafe is a full-service, family-friendly restaurant located in the Hamilton neighborhood of Baltimore City. Currently, we offer dinner Thursdays through Saturday nights and brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. We did had to cut back some hours due to COVID. Our menu is focused on Maryland foods and traditions, and the restaurant uses local farms and seafood providers as suppliers. We also partner with local artists to sell artwork on the walls. To this date, Silver Queen Cafe has not been able to offer its guests beer, wine, or alcoholic drinks with brunch or dinner service because of its small size. We would like to be able to get this BD7 license so that we can remain competitive among newer, existing, and future planned restaurants and businesses with liquor licenses. Customers have also numerous times requested beer selection because they seem to like our food a lot and think that we would have good wine too, which I believe we would.
And what would be your plan going forward in terms of service of alcohol?
Service only we would only serve alcohol with food. We would not have a bar area or any kind of area that is just for liquor or alcohol. We'd like to have some outdoor seating right now too because of what's been going on. And I think that's about it. We're not going to have a separate entrance for packaged goods or anything like that. We've talked with the members of the community, and we plan on being very responsible with this.
And what percentage of your revenues will be alcohol?
No more than I believe it's 65. It has to be 65 or less. I'm sorry, 35 or less. 65 is food.
Right.
Yeah, 65%.
And I see that you've entered into a memorandum of understanding with the Walkington Improvement Association.
That is correct.
And what are the primary issues there?
They want to make sure that we don't have a bar or a packaged goods store or sell alcohol without food, and we agreed to all of that. We have no problem with that.
And would you agree to having the terms of the MOU be a part of your license to the extent that they're enforceable?
That is fine.
Okay. Do you have anything further you want to tell us about the operation?
I think that's about it. We're coming up on our 5th year anniversary. We'd like to be able to continue growing in the neighborhood.
Okay, before we hear from the other witnesses, do the commissioners have any questions for Mr. Danilowski?
Commissioner Guy, I have no questions.
Okay. Do we have?
Yes, I do have a couple of questions. Good morning, Mr. Danilowski, and
Good morning.
thank you for your presentation. And I appreciate your letters of support from the community. Just for the record, we've received letters of support from, let me just pull it, from Hamilton Main Street, Lauraville, as well as Hamilton Business Association and the Walkington Improvement Association. I appreciate you engaging with those organizations. Can you just speak a little bit to the outdoor table service? I saw in your drawing, it looks like you had tables and it wasn't clear in the front and on the side. I just wanted to better understand that, if you could.
Yes, for now, just because our dining room, we're not trying to have anybody in our dining room. We were going to put a couple of tables along the side of the building. They hold 2 people each. And we have room in the front for about 4, 2, maybe 3, 2 tops as well. So I think the fire department approved us for 14 people, 7 tables total on the front and on the side.
Okay, thank you. And it looks as if this license comports with, and I assume that's why we have the good Senator McCray here, Senate Bill 73, and it appears that you have met the requirements of that those provisions in terms of executing an MOU, not creating a separate goods department, and only seated at tables, service only, and for those served with only with meals as well. Okay, I have no further questions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Mr. Danilowski, we have the exhibits that were submitted before the hearing, which include the MOU as well as the tip certificate. So those will be received in evidence.
Great.
Senator Gray, did you want to comment?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. I'll be very short with my words, but first I just want to say thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you to the Board of Commissioners for the work that you all are doing. And I can't scream your praises enough in reference to what you're doing through and through in the city of Baltimore and precisely within my legislative district and in my community. Come here on behalf, just in support of Jason, his wife, Nicole. I think that one of the things that I like to mention is not only are they one of the prized businesses on the Hoffa Road corridor, but they're also residents of our immediate neighborhood. I was at a community meeting last night of an adjacent neighborhood, Hamilton Hills, and they also couldn't stop singing the praises of Jason and Nicole and the contributions that they make to our corridor, but not only our corridor, our neighborhood. I think that the bill set certain criteria. We were able to work with not just the liquor board, but we were also able to work with Jason and Nicole, adjacent communities, and our business associations to make sure that they thrive and can be successful. So I won't belabor you with a number of words, but I just like to say I'm in full support of this attribute, this asset that's going to be for the Hoffa Road corridor, and they represent the epitome of what small business looks like, but also what it feels like when we thrive within the city of Baltimore. So thank you again, Mr. Chair, for letting me say a few words.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Ms. Lansinger, do you wish to be heard?
Yes, just briefly.
Please.
I first met Jason and Nicole when we started a farmer's market back in 2009 in the Lauraville area. And Jason soon became a crowd favorite. And then he went on to work at Clementine as a chef. And again, he became a crowd favorite, especially with his morning brunches. When they moved across the street and opened their own business, this to me is just a great sign of progress. They are a neighborhood favorite. We have a lot of really good restaurants in our area, and Jason and Nicole's Silver Queen is right up there at the top. So we want to see them thrive, and I'm grateful for this opportunity for them to have this license, which will help them, especially through these times where so many businesses are closing. I'm grateful that they will be allowed to move forward and have this as a tool to help them. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Do the commissioners have any questions for the senator or Ms. Lansinger?
I have no questions.
I do not.
Okay. Mr. Akros, we have public comment beyond that?
If there are any other individuals who wish to provide testimony in this matter, please use the raise your hand function, and I will pull you in as a witness. Mr. Chair, I see no individuals who wish to give testimony in this matter raising their hand.
Okay, we'll proceed then. Mr. Danilowski, on the basis of the materials contained in your application, as well as the Memorandum of Understanding with the Walkington Improvement Association and the other evidence submitted and the testimony received today at the hearing, I would vote to approve your application for a new, and also based on the legislation that Senator McCray was successful in passing through the General Assembly, I would vote to approve your application for a new Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license with outdoor table service and off-premise catering. Commissioners?
Commissioner Guy, I also would vote to approve the new Class B BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license requesting outdoor table service and off-premise catering. I wish you the very best.
Thank you.
I join my colleagues on the basis of your application, Mr. Danilowski, the testimony from you and certainly Senator McCray and the legislation. I too would vote to approve the new Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license with outdoor table service and off-premise catering with the Memorandum of Understanding attached to the license to the extent it's enforceable by law. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, Alcohol Awareness Certification. Board Exhibit 2, MOU between Walkington Improvement Association and applicants.
Mr. Danilowski, you will be receiving information regarding the board's decisions and next steps via mail.
Okay.
Good luck, sir.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Mr. Chair, I believe we have Miss Valerie Waters. She's just checked in for case number 2, so I'm going to call that case.
Okay.
Calling Valerie Waters, Who Knows LLC, trading as Who Knows Restaurant and Lounge, 2101 Maryland Avenue. There's an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12, 1603C1, small I, requiring $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people, requesting live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Right.
I'm making Ms. Waters a panelist now. There we've got Ms. Waters right now, and
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm going to swear you in.
Okay. Please raise your right hand. Thank you. Hold on. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, to help you God, or under penalty of perjury?
Yes, I did. Excuse me.
Good morning, Ms. Waters.
Good morning.
You have your application, new Class B restaurant and outdoor service on Maryland Avenue. I'm hearing,
It's out. I'm hearing part of it.
did you? Yeah, but
Ms. Waters, there's a lot of background noise where you are.
Let me move to another part of the building. I don't know why. Excuse me.
sure, go ahead.
Is that any better?
Yeah, you're okay.
Okay.
So what we'd like you to do is tell us about what your
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
okay. So would you tell us about your plan?
Okay. Who Knows Restaurant Lounge? I'm sorry. Let me get my statement here. So, Who Knows Restaurant and Lounge is mostly looking forward to employ enthusiastic college students to help bring the arts to life with singing, dancing, instruments, arts, and makeup and costumes. Our focus is on the 30 and older. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Our focus is on the 30 and older crowd, and I'm looking to do a gospel brunch possibly on the weekends. Sorry. Every day our customers will be able to enjoy the excitement. We will have talented bartenders and wait staff who can entertain periodically throughout the course of the day. Our customers will be able to enjoy singing, choreographed dancing, and impromptu conversations and performances. There will be planned entertainment at times that will include everybody from the front door to the bar to the dining room to the dance floor. We will also bring major artists to life with makeup, costumes, impersonations, I'm sorry, on any given night.
Okay.
That's pretty.
Can you tell us what the financial investment is in the restaurant?
Upwards of 200,000, approximately about 215.
Have you submitted any documents to the board on?
I do have it, but you don't have it. I was trying to email it over today, but I do have it, yes.
Okay, but would you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. And what is the seating?
We have 40 outside, 38 in the dining room area, and 60 on the lounge side.
Okay. And are you close to Baltimore? Is that where you are?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Are you close to the University of Baltimore campus? Is that where you're located?
Near Micah.
Micah, okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Thus the interest in the arts, I take it.
Yes.
Will your employees besides having that you suggested also be certified alcohol?
Yes.
Are you going to be the manager of the operation?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Will you be managing the operation?
Yes, myself and my chef. I have Chef Daniel Branford, who unfortunately couldn't be here today. He had surgery today.
And will are both of you going to be certified?
Yes.
Okay. And how many employees do you think you have?
Approximately 10.
Okay. And are you taking over a pre-existing restaurant, or is it a new operation?
It was a pre-existing restaurant. It did have a liquor license, but it does not have one now.
What was the place that was there before?
The Lounge, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right. And have you had any communication with associations or anything like that?
Yes, I have. I actually met with Christina of the Charles Village Community Benefits Office. Jack sent me a message. However, we were not able to meet physically because he is gone on vacation. And I met with Tony Brown, who is the head of the security of the Charles Village Association.
Okay. And if they are in support of education?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. And what is your experience, ma'am, in terms of running a restaurant?
I have been in the entertainment business for over 14 years. Daniel Branford, my chef, has been in the restaurant business for over 30 years and is currently head chef for the U.S. Senate.
Oh, okay. All right. Do the commissioners have any questions for Ms. Walker?
Commissioner Guy, no, I don't have any questions. Well, I do have one. I heard you mention that you would have ongoing entertainment. In other words, your service people will also be doing some kind of entertainment or
Yes.
interacting with your guests.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. No, I don't have any other questions.
So my only comment is it appears that this is a fairly large operation with a DJ booth and a dance floor, and a number of and you're seeking outdoor table service. So I would really strongly encourage you to remain engaged with the community groups, because it sounds like, with the entertainment component and the outdoor table service, which I want you to touch on, you could be, there could be potential complaints if you don't control that to the best of your ability. Can you speak to the outdoor table service in light of, and if you could, just how COVID is impacting, because it doesn't seem like you could, assuming we issue a license, that you can have people in right now. So that's going to delay things. But speak to the outdoor table service concept, please.
The outdoor table service, we have 7 four-seater tables along the side of the building. And we have 3 with 6 feet between each table. And we have 3 tall top 4-seated round tables towards the front side of the building, which is the Maryland Avenue side of the building. It's like a small corridor, and I'm on the corner. Excuse me, I'm on the corner, so 3 tall tables there, 4 small tables. I'm sorry, 7 small tables on the side of the building and they all seat 4 people, all with social distancing. The restaurant side has 6 tables, all seating 4. I'm not sure if with COVID, and as long as the restrictions are here, we may use 3 of the tables here in the restaurant. We have 6, and it's 3 and 3, so it with a aisle kind of in the middle of the 6. So we would kind of cat a corner and use maybe 3 of the tables in the restaurant area. And the restaurant and the bar area are on one side of the kitchen, And then on the other side of the kitchen is the dance floor and DJ booth where the 60 people can meet. But they are two totally different entrances. So you can't go through the building from the restaurant over to the lounge side. So they have two totally different entrances.
So it's like, it's like a restaurant and a club that are just next door to each other.
Pretty much, yes, but they share a kitchen.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Akers, do we have any public?
If there are any individuals who are on the call who wish to give testimony now, please use the raise your hand function so I can pull you in as a panelist. Mr. Chair, there are no individuals I see that would like to give testimony in this case.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Waters, then on the basis of the materials which you have submitted with your application, your testimony this evening, and understand will provide confirmation of the financial investment in the before the license is issued. I would vote to approve for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with live entertainment service and off-premise catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Thank you.
Commissioners?
Commissioner Guy, upon a review of the evidence and the testimony presented before the board, I also vote to approve the application before the board for the new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment and outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and the delivery of alcoholic beverages.
So I join my colleagues based upon the application before us, the testimony from Ms. Waters. I too approve the new Class B license with live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages, all of course contingent upon your demonstration of a $200,000 investment threshold. Thank you.
And how will I get that? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. Akers. You can explain.
Yeah, Mr. Akers.
Yes, Ms. Waters, the board has approved, and once the board approves, we're going to be sending you correspondence on the next steps, the information that you're going to have to provide to the board so that we can issue the license. And if you have any additional questions once you receive that correspondence, we have phone numbers that will be on that correspondence so you can call us, as well as emails. You can call us and get that information.
Understand, ma'am?
Thank you.
Okay. Good luck.
No exhibits for the record.
For dinner.
What's up?
Thank you. I'm going to call the next case. We're calling Rodney Robert Henry Rodney Pie, LLC. Trade name is pending, 810 West 36th Street. This is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor license, restaurant license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12, 1603C1, small I, requiring $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people, requesting outdoor table service and off-premise catering. I'm going to be pulling in Mr. Fogelman. I've just pulled Mr. Fogelman in. Mr. Fogelman, if you could please turn on your camera. Okay, I see Mr. Fogelman. Mr. Fogelman is unmuted, and Madam Court Reporter is unmuted.
All right, Mr. Fogelman, will you identify yourself for the record, please?
Thank you. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicant.
And do you have witnesses with you?
Just the applicant, Mr. Rodney Henry.
All right, let's swear him in, please.
Okay, please raise your right hand. Thanks. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Fogelman, good morning. Do you want to tell us about this? We have, by the way, received exhibits that you submitted before the hearing, the photographs, the menu, and the financial breakdown. So they'll be
Yes.
received.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I'm here at Dangerously Delicious Pies at 810 West 36th Street. They make sweet pies, savory pies, pies for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And they're delicious and dangerous because I've almost finished this prop piece of pie while I was waiting for our hearing. So with that, Your Honor, Mr. Henry is 55 years old. He's been in the pie business for 18 years with restaurants in Detroit, Austin, Texas, Washington, and 2 locations here in Baltimore. Mr. Henry, though it is his first request for a liquor license in any state, is no stranger to alcohol management. He has worked at Friends Bar, at Peter's Inn in Fells Point, and Project to Venus, Rocket to Venus. Exactly. So he's got experience. He's already been certified alcohol management just a couple of days ago, and he's got a budget that's over $200,000 and continuing to grow.
And does he have the seating capacity, 75?
He does. He's showing 80 seats in addition to a small bar. He's also got, though it may or may not affect the statute, he's got a really nice amount of outdoor seating, which obviously seems to be the preference these days.
And how many people will he be employing to handle alcohol?
In alcohol service?
Yes.
I'll let Mr. Henry answer that. How many people will be serving alcohol?
At a time or all together?
Both.
But at a time would be 2 people. Altogether, it'd probably be 4 people in my alcohol staff, including and myself, so 5.
Okay. And will they be certified as well, Mr. Henry?
I'm sorry?
Will they be certified as well?
Yes, everybody will be certified and works for me.
Okay. And familiarized with our rules and regulations. Okay.
Are you familiar with the Liquor Board rules and regulations?
Yes, sir.
And what about the community? Have you had contact with anyone in the community?
Yeah, I've reached out to the community. Everybody seems like they've been supportive.
Yeah, we're in, Your Honor, we are in the process of working out an MOU with the Hamden Community Council.
Okay. Okay. And you'll submit that after you do execute?
Absolutely. We'll give you an original signed, executed copy.
Okay. And is he willing to have those terms be part of his license?
He most certainly is.
Okay. Commissioners, you have questions?
For me?
Commissioner Guy, yes, I have a question. I noticed on your diagram you had the inside dining of 80 with a bar of 4, but you're also requesting outdoor seating, and that's not on your diagram. What kind of table setup are you going to have on the exterior of your building?
What kind of tables are we going to have on each side of the building?
Well, yeah. How many patrons do you plan on serving on the outside?
The outside?
He's going to have 10 tables with 4 tops each, Commissioner.
So you're going to have 10 outside tables?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, that's the only question I had.
I actually have a pretty simple question, Mr. Henry. What alcohol goes with pies?
What goes with pie?
Well, lots of beer, wines, red. It depends what you're having. If you're having quiche, if you're having sweet pie, you might want to go with something like a nice light white wine. You know, everything. You know, whiskey with pecan pie is pretty good. Blueberry pie. Savory pies, you know, nothing like an IPA or something really, or a natty light, man, whatever you want.
No, that's helpful. We've never had a pie that I recall in the last 4 or 5 years that of a pie, you know, licensee from that makes pies seeking a liquor license. That's why I was just curious, because I had never thought of matching the 2.
Oh, you know what's wild is we do so many events with they take us outside that we'll do like wine pairing with pie, and it really goes well, especially if you're doing lots of savory stuff. It really works out. It totally. I mean, in the DC shop, people go crazy for beer and pie. It's awesome.
And Commissioner, I held this back, but he's been featured on the Food Network and has received lots of accolades. He is certainly a pie expert.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do we have public comment, Mr. Akers?
If there are any individuals at this time who wish to give testimony in this case, please use the raise your hand function. Mr. Chairman, I see no individuals that wish to give testimony in this case.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Fogelman, now on the basis of the materials contained in the application and the testimony received this morning, as well as your indication that there will be a forthcoming memorandum of understanding with the Hampton Community Council, I would vote to approve this application for a Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with outdoor table service and off-premise catering.
Commissioner Guy, I would, upon the review of the evidence and the testimony presented before the board, I also vote to approve the application before the board to create a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant licensing for outdoor table service, with outdoor table service and off-premise catering.
I join my colleagues based upon the application, the testimony of Mr. Henry, and the proffers from Mr. Fogelman would approve the new Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with outdoor table service and off-premise catering, contingent upon the demonstration of the investment and subject to the terms of the memorandum of understanding to the extent they're enforceable by law.
Thank you all.
I'd like to call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, menu. Board Exhibit 2, capital investment.
Mr. Fogelman, please note that we'll be sending you correspondence in the mail concerning the board's decision and the next step towards licensure.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ackers. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Calling the next case, Run Podell, Mon Podell, and Herman Butler, 214 Matari Incorporated, trading as Yesteryear's Liquors, 212 through 14 North Highland Avenue, is a Class A beer, wine, liquor license and application to transfer ownership. We'll be bringing all parties in now. Got Mr. Yu. Mr. Yu, can you please turn on your video? I pulled Mr. Yu in. He's just having some difficulties pulling his video on. Mr. Yu, can you hear me? Mr. Yu. I see Mr. Yu has turned on his video. Mr. Yu, can you hear me, sir? You may want to turn on your audio, sir. We can see you, but we can't hear you. Mr. Yu, are you on another phone line too? Are you on another phone line? I see some phone lines popped up, so bear with me, Mr. Yu. I'm just pulling up a caller. Are you here, ma'am or sir, for 212 through 14 North Highland Street? I just unmuted you.
No need no water or nothing? Good? I'm good.
Sorry?
This is Miram. I just joined now.
Mr. Pudell?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So bear with me. And you're just on your phone. You're not on your laptop. Hello.
No, I'm on the phone.
Okay. Understand. Thank you. Yes. And I just pulled in another caller. I see user number 3. Are you here for 212 through 14 North Highland Street?
Yes. This is Mon.
This is Mon. Okay. All right. So I've got Mon Podell and I've got Ron Podell. They're only using their phones, Mr. Chair. and I have a Hyung Lee. Mr. Yu, I'm going to unmute Hyung Lee. Is sorry, making them panelists. And Mr. Yu just dropped off. I think we're having some technical difficulties here. And I want to try to give, because I have the applicants on, but the attorney for their attorney just dropped off, Mr. Chair. If we could just give them a moment to try to come back on.
Okay.
Mr. Yu, I'm unmuting. Mr. Yu?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm going to make you a panelist, okay? So just bear with me, all right?
Sure.
And Mr. Yu, is Hyung Lee your client as well, or no?
No, he's not. My client is Ron Paduya and Man Paduya, and Mr.
Okay,
Herman
all right.
is with me.
Got it. I'm making you a panelist right now.
Okay.
So, because we can hear you clearly now, but you just need to turn on your video.
Okay.
And I've got both Ron and Mon on their telephones.
Okay.
They don't have access to, I guess, a smartphone or a computer, so they're just on their telephones, and I have them unmuted.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Yu, can you identify yourself for the record, please?
Good afternoon, Commissioner. My name is Jay Yu, representing the 214 Metairie Inc. The applicants, Mr. Ron Paduya and Man Paduya and Mr. Herman Butler, who's present here with me.
Okay. Are they going to be testifying?
Yes.
All right, well, let's swear them in, please.
They can see. We can't see them. They can see.
Out to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Butler.
Uh-huh.
And then Ron and
Yes.
Mon.
Yes.
Okay. Have we got everyone sworn then? Mr. Yu, you want to tell us about this application?
Yes. This is a transfer for the change of ownership. The location is 214 North Highland Avenue. Mr. Ron Paduya will be the president of the company corporation, and Man Paduya will be the vice president, and Mr. Herman Butler will be the resident agent licensee. Mr. Butler is a lifelong resident of Baltimore City. Is well qualified, registered voter, taxpayer, and clean record. And he's a person of good moral character. He just retired from his job in January of 2020, so he has plenty of time to come down to the store and attend to business, make sure that everything's done right. Mr. Butler lives in the neighborhood. Mr. Ron will be the main person to run the business. His younger brother, Mr. Man Paduya, will stay in Pennsylvania to attend to his other business, so he'll be a 50% investor. But Mr. Ron Paduya will relocate to Baltimore to run the business once the transfer is approved. Both of them are persons of good moral characters. They have clean records. And they have Mr. Ron Paduya will be trained by Mr. Kim, who's the current owner, for about 2 months. And then Mr. Paduya will be keeping all 3 employees, one of them who's manager. So he should have no problem, taking over the business and continuing the business operation without a problem.
Will Mr. Paduya and the 3 employees be certified?
I believe.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I believe Mr. Paduya and Mr. Ron and Mr. Man Paduya will be certified I'll get them certified at, next time they drive down to Baltimore. I believe the employees are certified.
And is anything changing at this liquor store, or is it remaining pretty much the same, just new ownership?
Just the new ownership, Your Honor. Everything will remain the same. The business operation will pretty much remain the same.
And do they have good relations with the community?
Oh, yes. This is located in a shopping center, and the business had a good relationship with the community, and there really isn't much problem out here.
Okay. Do the commissioners have any questions?
Commissioner Guy, no, I have no questions.
I have no questions.
Do we have public comments, remarks?
If there are any individuals, members of the public who are on this call, please use the raise your hand function if you'd like to give testimony in this case. Mr. Chair, I see no individuals who wish to give testimony in this case.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Yu, on the basis of the materials that are contained in the application, your proffer to the board this morning, as well as any testimony received, I'd vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of this Class A license.
Thank you.
Commissioner Guy, I also, based upon the review of the evidence and the testimony presented before the board this morning, I also approve the application to transfer ownership.
Thank you.
I join my colleagues based upon the application and the proffers from you, Mr. Yu, would approve the application to transfer ownership.
Thank you, Commissioner.
No exhibits for the record.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Mr. Yu, you will be receiving correspondence in the mail in regards to the board's decision and the next steps towards licensure.
Thank you, Mr. Eckers.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, I'll call the next case, but I do not have, no one has checked in for the case, and checked the records. I've tried to make contact with Mr. Woolman. He has not responded to me as of yet for 2701 Boston Street, but I'll call it. Seth Teacher, 2760 Lighthouse Point, LLC, trading as Raw and Refined, 2701 Boston Street. This is a Class BD7 beer, wine, liquor license and application and transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages. Is there anyone that is on the call, an attendee, who wishes to give testimony in this matter? Please use the raise your hand function. Mr. Chair, I see no individuals that are giving testimony in this case, and I do not see the lawyer has logged on for this case or has made contact with us. We may need to just postpone this matter.
All right, well, let's postpone it to our next hearing for transfers.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, well, does that conclude our docket then for today?
Yes, Mr. Chair, that concludes our docket. The board will be in recess until Thursday, September 3rd at 11 a.m.
All right, thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you.